Hi, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
Meringualorian.
I can't follow that. That's it.
Listen, guys.
That's the tweet.
Big news week. Meringualorian, a Grogu meringue is coming to Paris for the May the 4th celebrations. A Grogu, let me repeat this, meringue.
Grogu meringue. You were very clippy then because I accidentally plugged you into Lucy's channel, but I fixed it.
Thank you. Did people hear what I was saying? A Grogu meringue is coming to Disneyland Paris for May the 4th.
What was the headline again?
What the Mickey?
The headline was Meringualorian.
I love that.
Chris and I were aware of the content of the news, but not the headline before that happened, and hence our rather unprofessional guffawing.
Yes, I wasn't expecting that. I'm a little nervous today.
Shall I say, hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. This is the show where Chris is nervous.
Yes. There's no real reason for me to be nervous. I'm just a bit worried that everything's not working because it all set up really straightforward today without really any issues at all. But also, we're doing a classic show afterwards, and I tested that very quickly right before we started, and the whole thing crashed. So that's why I'm worried, really.
Are you worried that you've been married 12 years today and it's about to start getting hard?
I never worry about my marriage.
Oh, smooth. Laura, you're a lucky gal.
Yeah, it's my wedding anniversary.
How long have we got on? We've got 2 years on you, I think.
You got 2 years on it?
Yeah.
Hey.
The next 2 years are the hardest, Chris.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good to know.
Kidding. It's been a joy.
I've been to see a couple of shows this week. I went to see Strictly Ballroom in York yesterday, which was good fun. But at the beginning of the week, I went to see your thing that you did. And you did some freestyle improvised tap dancing and stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot more intellectual content than actual dance content in that. Sorry.
It was great. It was really good fun though. I don't get out much, and getting out 2 times in 1 week is unheard of.
What?
Unheard of. So
it's like you're living your youth again.
Yeah.
I stayed out till 1 a.m. on Tuesday.
1 a.m?
I know.
Is it still there? There's still a 1 a.m.
There's still a 1 a.m. It was...
and I didn't really hear back from her after a while, so I also stayed up till 1 worrying.
Well, I mean, I told him at 11:30 I was staying out for a drink.
9:30.
Oh. So you expected about by 10:30 then?
Oh.
Yeah, it's 9:30, and hours later I was... Yeah, I hadn't heard anything.
We ended up on Call Lane like teenagers, and I sat on the same table where that girl tried to start a fight with me for spilling vodka on her jeans.
BRB.
Oporto?
Oh no, that was in BRB that happened.
Oh, was it? Oh. Different bar, sorry. It's all a bit blurry. And over a decade ago as well. Should we talk about Disney instead of
do you want to talk about who's in the chat and stuff?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Voiceover guy first.
All aboard, please.
Today. Oh yeah. Oh. All aboard, please. First in the chat was voiceover. I'm sorry, voiceover guy. Congratulations.
Well done, voiceover guy. Sorry for continually interrupting you with that one.
Although voiceover guy said, and in second place, that was like the lead in to Jenny, who was second in the chat. Full of Disney today.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Jenny says, full of Disney today, having started watching the Imagineering store in Disney Plus.
I love that. I've started watching that again recently.
It's great. And binged the first 3 episodes. Yeah. It's really good, is that? I forgot about that.
Very good. Yeah.
Joanne is here. Joanne says, if anyone is going to DLP shortly, can you give me a shout? Really want one of the recently released pins.
Oh.
So
which pin?
I know. I was thinking that.
Some more information. We'll see if anyone out there can help. Kiva is here, who says hello.
Hi, Kiva.
Andrew, similarly, says hey there.
Hey there.
Diogo says hi, everybody.
Hi, you.
We've got a hey there. We've got a hi. Is someone going to hoe?
Pamela.
Well, actually, the Dunn family kind of done that.
Pamela waves. Helen says, evening, everyone. Mark Riley's here. Hello. Again, 37 Disney Streeters, says Mark. John is here with a hey and a pirate flag because Chris was playing the pirate music before we started.
I realised but when I press the start thing a minute before we kick off, I always have silence, but actually I could be playing music, so I thought I'm going to play music. I might do it again next week. You never know.
You should. Yeah. And yes, rightly so, the Dunn family say yo ho ho.
So there's your hoes.
Yep.
There's a ho there.
Well, they say jo ho.
Well, I think you could read that as yo ho yo ho.
You could if you were Spanish.
Yeah. And hello also to Andy and Pamela and Kerry.
Hello.
That's all I've got
Hello.
for now.
Andy is a long-time podcast listener. First time being able to catch a live show. Hello, Andy. Your life will never be the same again.
We like it when this happens.
We do. We get you in our community. You can interact. You can be part of the show.
There'll be people out there who never join in with the chat but always listen.
And
but that's fine, by the way. That's fine.
They feel like they know us, but we've no idea they exist. I'm talking to you there on your drive to work.
Oh, hang on. Voiceover guy was saying the Dunn family were first.
Oh, it doesn't. There's nothing there. It doesn't say
But
that.
it doesn't say that to us, so that's what. Anyway, well, the Dunn family, are usually first, so we'll give voiceover guy the credit.
It's kind of a given, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like whoever's in the final with one of the Williams sisters. You know.
I have a trip report today, and we also have part 3 of Stan's trip report, where he's walking to the village, giving his report of his final day. So.
We'll find out if he saw the drone show.
We said that last week, but I think we will find that out this time.
Yes, we'll actually find out this
I'm
time.
sure he talked about it at some point in those videos.
I believe so. Yeah.
That was actually the first one I watched when he sent them through.
We're in trouble.
So it was a bit like when I read his Dark Materials and read the second book first. I was very confused.
Oh yeah, that would be confusing.
It was very confusing.
Yeah, so it's going to be a shorter show because we're reviewing Return to Oz.
Oh yeah, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to this episode. And for those of you who might join us live on the Patreon show afterwards to watch that show, it's very possible that this will be the background that you see, because as I just mentioned a few minutes ago, when I tested the channel to make sure it was working, the whole thing crashed on me. So we'll have to see what happens, but hopefully it'll all be up and running and working really well.
Hey, voiceover guy sent us a good trip report with some intel on travelling with someone with allergies, but again says, I must send a trip report as we just came back, and for allergies, it wasn't a pleasant experience this time. He says this time, it wasn't that good last time either, was it?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, send us a story.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good for people to be equipped. So do send us that, please, guy.
So 2 things. First of all, if you've got allergies, you need to listen, be aware, you need to learn. And if you work for DLP and you are listening,
you need to
get
learn.
yourself sorted out.
You need to listen and you need to learn also.
Yeah, you need to report back to
prepared.
management because it is a horror show out there and people are suffering.
Yes, suffering.
Starving.
Joanne says that she'll send a pic of the pin on Twitter, so look out for it, because when we find it, we can put it on our little camera and show it to everybody who's watching.
Oh, I love a pin. I love a good pin.
We haven't got it yet.
In the meantime, can we have some drinks? Because I'm parched.
Yes.
Yes, me too, please.
Hey, ole, it's showtime! All together! Your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
Nice.
Yeah, we should add that to the end. I can burp at will. Can you burp at will?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good.
Who's
So,
Will?
It's just air. It was just air. Right, today, guys, I thought we'd have a kind of a Disneyland Paris parks treat.
Ooh,
Which is a slushy. So we're having, hashtag not sponsored, we're having slush puppies today. We have a choice of flavours. But I'm going to tell you what you're having.
Okay.
Lucy's having strawberry.
Yeah,
These have been defrosting for an hour, so they should be about right. That's for you, Lucy. No added sugar. Not necessarily a good thing because it might be full of weird sweeteners. Chris is having mango.
Ooh.
That's right. And I'll be having a sour cherry because I had the mango in the bath on Friday.
Susie's just joined us. Hey, Suze, you ready to see me here being a little bit snotty and gruff? So
And
brace
Rebecca
yourself.
is here and says they need more vegan options too. I
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
I'm not a vegan, but if there's a decent vegan option that I can stomach, I will definitely go for that because why not? I like a vegan meatball marinara at Subway because you're mostly just tasting the sauce anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So you know.
I like to mix it up
Just
a bit.
ballast, isn't it?
I like to have some vegan food. But I was
I like to
vegetarian
get
for 10 years, so-
a flat mushroom burger in a burger joint sometimes. I do like that a lot.
interesting.
Didn't DLP make a partnership with
Beyond Meat.
Beyond Meat, yeah, one of those things. Is it still not enough? I mustn't say that I do look for the vegan option often enough. So if people can report back on that, that is useful.
These are taking some squeezing together.
This could take a while, but it's all right. I'm going to move it away from the camera, and I'll just continue to do it as my fingers numb. And
Anyway.
we enjoy it.
What I do is I normally cut them out and leave them whole and eat them in the bath with a spoon.
You've told us this before.
Yes, it's normally a frozen cocktail if it's in the back end of the year, but in the first... Now I've found something I can use for the first half of the year when I don't drink, which is these.
We do need scissors, I feel.
Oh, there's some here. Right, anyway, shall we talk?
But I just wanted to say before you do.
Yeah.
I very nearly brought some frozen pineapple to make pineapple whips today, so I'm kind of glad I didn't. I've got it there in the freezer ready to go. I'm trying to figure out how I can get it from my side of the house to your side of the house.
It's a long way.
With minimal
Long corridors.
interference, but I'm sure we can find a way of doing it at some point.
Yeah.
Cool box.
So the Grogu meringue thing was kind of a joke about there wasn't. It seems to be a bit of a slow news week, but that seems to be the only news I can find. I didn't look very, very deeply, to be fair.
It was World Safety Week.
Well, yeah, but it's the only information I can find about May 4th so far. I'm sure people out there have more info than us, but May 4th is coming as usual. But the only thing I could find was that there's going to be a Grogu meringue available from Cool Station, I believe.
Ooh.
Where's Cool Station?
Isn't that the one that's behind Hyperspace Mountain that we
Yeah, is
all,
that where you get your-
we get
where you
our
get your-
Mustafa bites from?
Yeah.
No, that's Rocket.
Oh.
Fine.
What's that called? Rocket
I
Treats.
think in that case, I think Cool Station is the one that's in front of Arbitron. And would you like me to look it up on the app? Because we're giving rather.
I believe it is in front of outside Buzz.
Yes.
I can't feel my fingers anymore.
Rebecca says we're back onto vegan now. It's at the buffets. There are not many options. Just pasta and salad. Yeah, that's quite often the case. And the kind of feel that if you've got the run of the entire salad bar,
That should be enough.
that's enough. But protein people, we need protein people.
We need protein people.
Protein people.
Yeah, Cool Station is, we can confirm, the one outside Buzz. Now, here's the key information, though. This meringue is available, it says, while stocks last. And as we know, that'll be about a day and a half.
And a half.
It's an elastic term, isn't it? Having said that, they've surprised us in the past, and things that disappear and reappear. And hang on, but it's a one-day festival, isn't it? So they might not have ordered many.
Notice
well.
how I passed those scissors safely.
Yes, thank you. Well, is it always one day?
May the 4th.
I know May the 4th is, but like some parks celebrate it like the 1st to the 4th, you know.
Lucas is very excited because it's his birthday on the 3rd, and he plays a lot of Fortnite now. He's one of those kids.
Yeah.
And apparently there's going to be a Star Wars skin for May the 4th, so he's quite excited to buy that.
Well, hopefully we'll get more information about May the 4th soon, and we can fill you in properly.
Rebecca is
after May the 4th.
Rebecca has expanded. I'm taking my daughter for her birthday in June,
yeah.
but they don't have a vegan cake, so I'm trying to source one in Paris or bring one with me. Now, I am surprised at that because I know for a fact that they have got vegan options for the cake in Walt Disney World. I know I'm always comparing the two, but it's different areas of knowledge. So I am quite surprised at that. But I do find that, we just think that the food and drink department in general at Disneyland Paris they always feel a decade behind, don't they?
Something like that. Yeah,
in trends and.
I'm forgetting that. Sorry, go on.
Go on.
No, because I'm changing the subject.
Well, so did I, really. Sorry, my voice went weird then, listeners.
May
Because
the
I
4th
just ate an ice cube.
is in 4 days, so I'm saying, we'll bring you some more information. There's no point because
No. We'll
May
tell you
the
what
4th
happened.
is on Thursday.
We'll do what we always do. We'll tell you what happened after it's happened.
We can do that. That's fine. Yeah.
So that's it. We've got nothing else to talk about.
So,
See you all later.
Has anyone got any news that we can discuss in the chat that we've missed? We've all been extremely busy this week.
Well, no, it's not that. We
is that.
We looked at the news, and some weeks there's not new news. No. And I can tell you, I was looking at things like say, it's been World Safety Week, and so they took a sort of lifeboat dinghy thing down Main Street, and Bolt followed it. And I was like, can we talk about that for half an hour? Or should we just talk about how much we love Hakuna Matata restaurant?
We could look at the picture that Joanne sent us.
Oh, we can do that.
Look at that.
Do you want to position it under the camera and then I will show it?
That is very nice. Oh, let me move my tissues.
Is it there where you want it?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Here
That's
it is.
quite artsy for a pin, isn't
there
it?
you go. Look at that.
So is that all
oh,
silver?
yeah.
What we're looking at
really
here,
nice.
it is Hyperspace Mountain or Space Mountain and the castle.
Yeah.
And
And Big Thunder Mountain as well.
Big Thunder rendered in like a silver metallic style.
Die-cast metal.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, looks cool.
So
Ooh.
if anyone's in the park who fancies helping out Joanne and sending that on, you can send us the details and we'll get that sorted. Or, well, I'm not sure. Well, maybe you can chat amongst yourselves.
Susie has just said, why isn't It's a Small World open yet? Really thought it would have been open by now. We have a date, don't we? And it's
do.
very soon. Is it the 14th of May? That rings a bell.
I'm going to say could be.
It's very,
we did
it's very
announce it a couple of weeks
soon.
ago, I
It's
can't
in the
remember.
next week or two for definite. And I think they are doing a pass holder day the day before. But did I imagine? No, they are, aren't they?
I think they are.
Because they announced that just after they announced that the sales of annual passes has ceased, and I was like, Disneyland Paris, you. So yeah, so you're free to go again now, Susie. I know you've basically just got back, but you are free to go.
We'll allow
and
it.
enjoy the small world.
Have you seen what Aaron's doing?
No.
They said they're making an Audrey 2 puppet and completely lost track of time. Sorry, I'm late.
Wow. Audrey 2. Which one? Which Audrey 2 puppet are you making, Aaron? Which size?
The first one.
The tiny one that you pull two things with a bit of string to do the mouth. The hand puppet one.
Or the end of the show one.
The smaller body one or the massive one? Which one? My dad has made those twice. Because we've done that show twice and he made it from scratch both times.
Oh, amazing.
Then hired it out to other groups for a long time until they got bored of it and then sold it.
Hand puppet size.
Joanne is telling us there are a new 30th merch out, and the food stands in the village have changed as well. Oh, you see, you know all the news. We're not getting the news. Susie looked for me a Newport Bay pin, and there weren't any. I know, I got that message, Susie, and I'm a bit devastated because not only does that mean I won't complete my current collection, but it means I'm going to have to start a new collection from scratch with the new style pins, which is just mean. Yeah, there have been 3 new Spirit jerseys released, I believe, in like yellow and green, and was the other one a powder blue? This is the kind of thing we look at with the news, and we really have to decide what our benchmark is for a news story.
What's worthy?
What's newsworthy?
Have you read this from Susie, though? Not forgetting that Susie in the chat was the voice of Audrey 2.
Yes, indeed you were. I forgot about that.
With
Susie.
Chris's dad
I played the bass.
directing the show. It was before we were involved in the arts group, and I would probably have auditioned at least for.
Was it really before you were involved?
Yeah, I would have auditioned for
The dentist.
Seymour.
Seymour.
No, Seymour. Come on.
I want you to play
auditioned
the
for
dentist.
and I did an absolutely awful audition, so I agreed to play bass guitar instead.
Who played the... Okay, we're getting off track, aren't
Who
we?
played the dentist?
Yeah.
Brookie.
Oh, did he?
Our good friend Mr. Brooke.
So we've got a yellow, green and peach spirit jersey, but also with these kind of fisherman's bucket hats. What are those hats called?
Fisherman's bucket hats.
I think, is that what they're called?
Manchester hats.
Yeah, Manchester hats. So there's been some good things. This Magnum Creations food truck
with the
keeps
cassette tape on it. Chocolate
keeps
cassette
kicking
tape.
out things. So they've had one for Guardians of the
How much
Galaxy.
are these magnums? Like €6, is it, or something?
Yeah.
$5.99, something like that. Like these mega magnums with like a.
I've got to say, that's the most disappointing one that I've seen. It's a bit boring.
Yeah, I saw an amazing looking one this week.
Yeah, there are some very pretty ones. That looks a bit
They
half-hearted,
dip
doesn't
them,
it?
don't they? They dip them there.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it? I think that's a really cool kind of thing.
This-
It's like Rowan Atkinson dressing up that,
Yeah.
necklace, isn't it?
Also guaranteed to be good tasting, which Instagrammable snacks don't necessarily translate to tasty snacks, I don't find. Even with stuff like cupcakes, sometimes they can be bland. But like, because Magnum's a brand, and I really like Magnums, you can guarantee you're getting a good quality item there.
The only disappointment for me is the fact that it's just a magnum, like underneath it. Like,
Oh, that doesn't disappoint me. I'm
I'd
happy
rather
with that.
it was
It's
just
good quality vanilla
some
ice cream
like
is a magnum.
some like unbranded thing that would feel more like classic Disney snack than it's like a magnum. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a bit pedestrian that it's a magnum.
Yeah, I suppose it is. But I guess that's because they're 10 a penny round. Well, not
Yeah.
cost-wise.
I mean, I
but
like a
10
magnum.
pennies
Do
off.
not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong.
What's that noise they make when you bite into them, Hugh? What's that noise they make when you bite into them?
Oh. The noise on the advert does my head in, and always the same one. The teeth cracking into the chocolate always goes. You know the one. I hate it. It winds me up, man. Anyway, Susie says I'm going to get a brain freeze. I probably will.
I'm not, because I can't actually get it in my mouth.
Sarah is joining late
It's not
tonight.
playing.
I know you have to really mix it up. Sarah's joining late tonight. 4 days to Walt Disney World.
Oh, woo-hoo. And do you know what? This is the best time of year weather-wise as well. And you're probably going to get fairly light crowds, I would think, after Easter. Do you think? So spring break's all over, Easter's over, and summer hasn't started.
Yeah, there'll be no one there. It'll be dead.
Oh, yeah.
Everything will be shut.
I am jealous. Hugh and Lucy, are you tempted to go to Disneyland Tokyo?
And Chris?
The answer
While we're at it.
is a resounding yes, Susie. We went in an attempt to make the most of our under 25s thing. I can't remember what it was. I think it was something to do with the rail. We went when we were 24 to Tokyo.
It was 2007, so I'll have been 26.
Oh, maybe I was still 24. Or maybe it went to 25. I'm younger than him. And we went for 2 weeks to Tokyo. Well, no, to Japan. We went to Kyoto and Osaka, and we got the bullet train, and we went up and down, and it was loads of fun. And it is hands down my favourite place other than Disney World I've ever been. So we didn't go to Disneyland Tokyo at the time. A, because we were kind of out of that phase, but B, we were staying in youth hostels and sharing rooms with 12 other smelly people at the time. We were not paying to stay in Disney hotels. We couldn't afford it. So now we'd just love to go back to Japan in general and make Disneyland the reason we went and take Bonnie. And yeah, it's just a case of when and the money.
I know I haven't been asked, but I I understand that Disney Sea is widely accepted to be the best park of them all. So for me, yeah, I'd love to go over there. But also, I'm kind of more interested in going to the Eastern parks than I am in going to Walt Disney World personally. I'd rather go do that.
You were going to go to California, weren't you?
We were, but also my cousin got married in Australia last year, and as it was because of everything, travel restrictions, because of COVID at the time when we were looking to book it, because of the fact that we had mass flooding last year as well, and it caused problems. It became a non-reality. But when we started pricing it up, we priced it up to stop over in Shanghai on the way as well. So I actually priced up for 3 nights there.
Oh, wow.
But it just became too expensive. But yeah, I'd rather go and do... I want to go do everywhere other than Walt Disney World as much as I really like to go and do Walt Disney World. I think I think I'd rather go do some of the others, just to be a bit different.
Thing is with the DVC is we've kind of bought into Walt Disney World now. Now there is a DVC hotel in Disneyland, California, and there's about to be another one. But it's quite hard to get into. Like the rooms go really quickly. And so obviously I'd like to do all the Disney parks worldwide, but we have kind of tied ourselves into Walt Disney World now. And it's not somewhere you can get bored of going, particularly. There's a lot. But I'm wondering, and I'd like to know this in the chat as well, if you were going to go fly half the way around the world and go to Tokyo Disneyland, would you do all the Eastern parks in the same go? Or is that too much? You know, do Shanghai, Tokyo and Hong Kong.
I think that'd be too much.
Madness.
Susie said, I didn't ask you because of how long the flights are with two young boys. You're absolutely right. That'd be me and Laura on our own if we did it. But you're right. By the time you've flown over there to one location, are you going to want to then jet to I know that the guy, whatever his name is.
Nathan Firesheets.
Yeah.
Firesheets?
I know he did it all. And it's awesome. I think it's a hell of an achievement. But I think it'd be too much to go do all that unless you were over there for months.
Thing is, I can't see us doing it twice. So once you've made it all the way to Tokyo, I feel like it would be more cost efficient and time efficient to do Shanghai on the way back than it would to plan to go to Shanghai a different year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Although having said that, I don't have the hunger to go to Shanghai or Hong Kong the way I do Tokyo. I would absolutely love to go to Tokyo. But even like Aulani in Hawaii isn't, I say it's not that far from Tokyo. Obviously far is in relative terms. It's not round the corner, is it? But you know, once you've got that far around the world,
might as well do the rest of it.
Yeah. Because if you come home, you're just going to have to fly back again.
True.
Lottery win.
And yet you've never stopped off at Park Asterix on the way.
No.
Disneyland Paris. So.
That is absolutely true. We should do that. We say that all the time.
You do say that all the time. Do we want to do the trip reports then?
Yes, we do.
I'm just thinking, are we likely to finish a little bit early today?
Let's try.
We're going to try and finish a bit early today. Right.
At least 20 past.
Should we see what Stan has to say then? So this is part 3 of Stan's vacation in Disneyland Paris. And here he is.
Good morning, Chris, Lucy, and Hugh. Stan Solo here for my 3rd day of my trip report. First of all, I want to thank you 3 for everything you and your friends at the Disneyland Paris Show has done for me over the past few weeks and months. Giving me all the tips and tricks of Disneyland Paris. I have to say it really helped. And that's why I'm doing these videos. They're trying to help your listeners, your viewers, with, you know, so when they come to Disneyland Paris, it might be a little bit easier. Today I'm doing things a little bit differently. Instead of, you know, doing it from the restaurant, I'm walking from the Cheyenne Resort towards Disneyland Paris. It's a trip along the river here. It's a, you know, nice, quiet trip. It doesn't take too long at all. It's a pretty easy trip altogether. Let's get on to the review. So last night I ate at yesterday afternoon, we ate at the Walt and American Experience restaurant. Food was very good. Portions a little bit small for my liking. I was still kind of hungry when I left. But I'm a big eater, so it doesn't help. But I gotta say, now I'm the type of person that likes to eat and go. I was with some company, and they're the type that like to take a more leisurely dinner. And it was a more leisurely dinner. You know, a lot of time between the courses. You had the starter, you had the main course, and your dessert. Service was very good. Food was very good. I had the popcorn, corn chowder soup with popcorn, with smoked popcorn. Something unique. I never had popcorn in a soup before. It was nice. It was really nice. Great time altogether. Now, my friends, they were only out for the one day yesterday, so they got the premier pass. They did just about everything. They did every attraction they wanted to do. They didn't have time to do any shows other than the fireworks show. For people that are wondering, now I guess Marvel show at Walt Disney Studios won't be running for very much longer, but you can do both quite easily. You can do the Marvel show if there's an hour in between, zip over to the other park, catch the other fireworks show very easily. No problem at all there. I gotta say, the park is very clean. It was sold out every day we were here. A little worried about that, but it was not busy. I mean, I'm used to going to Walt Disney World and Disneyland in California, where it's busy, like busy. It's not, even though it's sold out, not busy. It was very, very nice. I got very happy with everything that went here. 4 days is a little long. I mean, I'm a bit of a Disney nut, and I'm going to use up all 4 days, and today I'm going to do all the shows. But I think 2 days is nice. 3 days is better. 4 days, you're kind of a little bit too much already. I spent a couple of days in Paris. I'm almost sorry I didn't spend a little bit more time in Paris. Being a Canadian, my first time out here in Europe. But, you know, you don't know going in. And that's how it is. Overall, it was very, very good. The park itself, lower your expectations. That's what I would say. There isn't, if you're an attraction junkie, there isn't a lot of attractions. I'm going to do the shows today, so we'll see how the shows do. I did the Lion King show earlier. It was great. I have my high hopes for the Frozen show and the Mickey show. If I can get in, they do tend to sell out, and I'm not buying the Premier Pass for £15 each, or euro each. But anyways, I'm going to sign off, put an end to these trip reports. And before I do that, I'm going to show you just a short little 4-minute walk. There's Disney Village, and there's the New York Hotel. We're practically there already. 4 minutes, easy peasy. Probably 6 total to get to the front gate. Have a great week, everybody. Once again, thank you, all the friends of the show, and especially Chris, Lucy, and Hugh. Have a great week, everybody.
We're just dealing with a spillage.
My bad. Something, when it's frozen, doesn't spill, and then when it starts to melt, it starts to spill, and I'd put something on its side.
Sorted.
So he managed to see both shows in one night.
Yep.
Which is easy to do.
I'm gonna miss Stan because he's become a feature of our show now. But that was the final instalment, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Alas, I will say though, I'm a little piqued at him saying manage your expectations about the park. I can only believe it's in volume of attractions because the quality is high, in my opinion.
I think it depends what you go to the parks for, doesn't it? Whether you go there for the attractions or for the ambience and to just take it all in and enjoy everything.
I agree with him. I don't think that's a bad thing to say manage your expectations because you might have an idea because we mostly see footage from American parks and things, and you might have this idea of it being this huge extravaganza, and it's a more subtle experience in Paris.
It's a more relaxed experience as well.
So I think that's a sensible thing to say.
Okay.
To manage your expectations.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily mean because it sucks. It means just see what happens.
It's interesting that he said that though, because I do think that he's given us a very honest review across all three, the positives and the negatives of his own experience as well. But on the whole, I think he's been really positive about it. I think he's been very positive about DLP, which is great.
What do you think about this? 2 days is okay, 3 days is fine, 4 days might be a bit too much.
I've never felt like I've had too much while I've been there.
No. First time we went with Bonnie, we went for 5, cried when we left. It's like we want to stay longer. I must say these days we tend to go for 3 or 4. We don't feel we need to go for 5 days anymore, but it's fine. I suppose if you kind of, you see, like he said, coming out from Canada, and he's going to London, and he was going to Paris, and he was doing lots of other things, and he's trying to cram as much of Europe into his, like we were just saying about going to the Far East and going to all 4 parks and stuff. If you're trying to cram all 4 parks into a certain window of time, and you say, oh, how long do I need to do Disney Sea? you might say, do you know what, one day is enough, or
Yeah.
2 days. So I think maybe he's looking at it from that point of view. From a enjoying it point of view, I think stay for 10 days personally. It doesn't mean you'll get a brand new experience in each of those 10 days. I think it can be done in 2.
Well, but then he's given a really good example of where Premier Access can come in handy as well. If you've got a Premier Access pass and you're only there for 1 day, you can do everything. You can get out there and go and do absolutely everything in that 1 day. So you could do it in a day if you wanted to.
Rebecca says 2 is enough before overwhelm.
Yeah.
But the disabled pass helps a lot.
Yeah.
Hello to Gareth, who a couple of weeks ago, you remember, was going to Disney World. Now he's back.
Welcome back.
Says Florida was amazing. Booked again next year, and Paris for September and November. Whoa, Gareth!
You are talking my language, mister.
Rebecca asked in the chat, and it has been answered, but I'm going to read it out anyway. On the website, you can pay for the shows, but they're free, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They are.
It's guaranteed it's A, guaranteed seating. You don't have to queue quite as long. And B, it's meant to be slightly better seating. But the way that the auditoriums are laid out, there really isn't a bad seat. They're all
Not a bad seat in the
they're all
house.
stadium style seating. So we've discussed this before about whether it's worth it or not. And I think generally people would say not. However, if you time, again, it's just like Premier Access. If your time is short and you want to guarantee that particular experience, by all means, it's an option.
If it's right for you, it's right for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple as that, I think.
I've got a trip report.
We do have a trip.
Should we do a shout out as well?
Oh yeah, we did have a shout out from last week for Diogo.
Yeah,
who is one
Diogo.
of our new Disney Street pals over on Patreon. And he wanted to. Well, I'll just let you talk.
Well, Diogo wanted a shout out in the style of Jiminy Cricket. And the only thing I remember from Pinocchio was when he says, I might be fish food down there, but I'm with you. and I'm sure he's with you, Diogo.
Can you sing in his voice?
Nope. I can't even speak in his voice, as we just heard.
You just when what's that? When you get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong, give a little whistle.
Oh, that was adorable.
Give a little whistle.
Oh, Christopher, that was lovely. Thank
He's
you
the
for that.
original singer of Singing in the Rain as well. Did you
Is
know
he?
that? I was going to say, did you know that? But I did talk about it when we did Pinocchio back in the day.
It was a long time ago.
I'm
know.
singing in the rain.
Oh,
Singing in the rain.
he's really got a voice of his time. You know what I mean? You just can't imagine anyone kind of waking up and singing like that today.
I love his voice.
I just went on to see how much flights to Tokyo were, Susie. So I just want to share that on the 1st of February 2004, that was just a random day I chose, you can get them with one stop for £566. Having said that, I haven't clicked through to the point where they charge you for the seat and charge you for the bags and charge for so that could go up. But now you've got me wondering. Now you've got me thinking.
Next week she'll have booked it.
I know.
Oishikata. That means that was delicious.
So, trip
Yes.
report then. Oh, I haven't done this ever.
Audience trip.
Oh, that's with a layover in Hong Kong as well. So you could get 2 parks for that. Interesting.
Interesting.
Continue, Christopher.
We've got one trip report left in the bank at the moment, and it's from Sandra Keenan. So I'm going to read that out now. This is the no headings here today, I'm afraid. No headings. However, it is very beautifully split up into the different days. DLP trip report, 4th of April 23 to the 7th of April 23. Family of 4, first trip to Disney, 2 boys aged 8 and 5. We flew out of Dublin to CDG with Air France as they had the best flight times to maximise Disney time. We'd booked the magical shuttle transfer to Cheyenne stay. The bus was fine, nothing to complain about, but next time I might look into private transfer purely as a means of getting to Disneyland quicker instead of waiting for the bus, then dropping off at other hotels first. We arrived around 2:30 and thankfully our room was ready so we could nip round and dump all our luggage. We had a cheeky pit stop and McDonald's before heading to the studio.
Don't say a
park.
cheeky pint. A cheeky pint.
Cheeky pint. Oh, was it one of those holidays? We had a cheeky pit stop and McDonald's before heading to the studio park. Controversial, I know. As we had a pin kitchen reservation at 6. We managed to squeeze in a walk around Avengers Campus, Slinky, Cars road trip and the magic carpets before dinner, Pim Kitchen was okay. I think I expected it to be more than it was.
Yeah.
My eldest was very disappointed when we saw the mini burgers had cheese and sauce on them, as this was what he was most looking forward to. But the chef at the kids' station couldn't have been more helpful and cooked him a couple of plain burgers while we waited.
Oh, bless them. You see, that's Disney service. No matter what we say, that's Disney service.
Absolutely.
To be fair, though, I think you'd get that in most places. Can I have this without the sauce and cheese? Yeah, all right. Yeah?
Yeah, but at a buffet, you wouldn't necessarily ask, though, would you? You'd look at it and go, well, that's what I'm getting.
I don't think I'd ask at a buffet, no.
I would.
Straight on to Spider-Man, which gave us 45 minutes to let our dinner settle before we actually got on. So not straight on to Spider-Man. But it's quite a nice queue once you get inside that, isn't it?
It is.
Apart from, actually, it's long corridors, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that funny thing, do you remember as you're walking around, it's got like a strip on the wall that goes along, and every now and again it goes down, and so you can see it in the distance, and you think you're going to go down some steps, but there aren't steps there.
Yeah, it's you can just see, you follow this line around a corner, and then it drops just out of sight, so it looks like you're going to go down some stairs,
and you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an optical illusion. It's annoying.
It's really, really annoying. Then we done Cards Rally, which was surprisingly good. Hey, it's fun, is that right, isn't it? The spinning card.
Oh, yeah. Quattro Route Rally.
Yes.
Yep.
And Ratatouille before me and hubby took turns to save the world on Flight Force. Single rider was essentially a walk-on, which was perfect, although I think this meant we bypassed the good bits of the line. Which are the good bits of the ride? I've added that.
Yeah, no. I mean, let's just pause on this, because this is like vehicles for us chatting. I would manage people's expectations of Flight Force. To me, it's quite a mediocre indoor... Well, the track's a good track for an indoor roller coaster, but there's just not enough going on in the actual ride, is there, to look at? So you've just been thrown around in the dark. However, they do set it up with some quite unique things in the queue. So this... I don't know how long the queues are getting, but I wouldn't recommend going through the single rider because you basically miss the only good bits of the queue.
And at most, I've only ever seen the queue up to like 15 minutes. It probably does get busier than that now. But
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Avengers Power the Night was a great way to finish our first day. Day 2 was a bit slower. After breakfast, we met Woody at the hotel and arrived at Disneyland Park in time to watch Dream and Shine Brighter. We took this day mostly to wander around and see what we could see. We visited the dragon, took in the view from the Queen of Hearts castle, the best castle.
The best castle.
Best castle.
After lunch, the boys desperately wanted to do Autopia. It was only 30 minutes long. That isn't a nice queue to be in, agreed. But the boys loved driving and wanted to go on again, but Mummy and Daddy overruled and picked Buzz, then Star Tours, which was a winner all round.
Yeah.
Dinner tonight was Billy Bob's in the Village. This was by far our favourite meal of the trip. There were plenty of choice for the boys and more options available all around. A visit into the Lego shop and then back to the hotel for an early night. That's a nice leisurely day, isn't it?
We've only done the Billy Bob's buffet once, and I have such fond memories of it.
It's the first thing we did when we got there.
It was,
First meal we had when we went with Bonnie.
Yeah, before we'd even got to the hotel, I think we went from the Eurostar to the park, and then on the way back from the park to the hotel, went to Billy Bob's, and yeah, I have such exciting fond memories of it. We need to go back there. I think that's on my bucket list for next time, Billy Bob's buffet. Yeah, babes.
I liked it there very much. Nachos as well.
I've got pesto pasta in my head.
Pesto pasta.
I'm gonna buy. Speaking of nachos, I'm gonna buy something now, Chris, that we can use on the show.
Ooh,
and you'll see. I'm gonna buy it right now.
interesting.
I'm not gonna tell
Power of the
I'm not
internet.
gonna tell you what it is.
Day 3, breakfast at 7, so we could hit the parks for early magic hours. Studio Park first to get onto Spider-Man with only a 5-minute wait was epic.
Oh,
Then pushed a bit far with Crusher's Coaster. When we got off, my 8-year-old just burst into tears, and my 5-year-old said he thought he was going to die.
this is why I have never done that ride.
We had to get some sweet treats after that and joined the virtual queue to meet Spider-Man. 365 minutes for approximate wait, and into Stitch Live. Short but worth it. It was very funny. We love Stitch.
Yep.
We love it. Since Spider-Man was so far off, we decided to head over to Disneyland Park for Pirates of the Caribbean, the mandatory play park stop off, over the rope bridge to explore the caves and Skull Rock to meet with Goofy and Hubby. Hubby? Oh, to meet with Goofy, and Hubby went on Indiana Jones. She wasn't doing a meet and greet with her husband. Quick look around Aladdin's Passage before heading over to meet Spidey. brilliant encounter, and the virtual queue is great. Hopefully it's something they bring in for other big characters like Mickey and the princesses. It is a lot, because you haven't done it, have you? But it's a much better thing than Line Bertie. I can honestly
we
say
haven't
that.
done it yet.
It works very, very well. After 2.5 full days after 2.5 full-on days, I'll try and get that right, the boys had hit a wall, so we decided to have an early dinner at Annette's Diner. Server on roller skates was great, and the food was good too, although exhaustion really set in with my eldest and started to feel a little bit unwell, so we had to rush through it a bit to get him back to the room. After a few hours rest, he picked up but decided to miss out the fireworks. Much to his disappointment, it just wasn't a good idea to stay up until 11 to watch them, so we went for a walk around the Marvel Hotel and bought a few souvenirs instead.
Yeah.
Nice.
That, you've got to know yourself. Sometimes the fun things aren't fun. You know what I mean? And it's better to just make sure that you're capable of having the best possible time.
Agreed.
Self.
Day 4, although disappointed to miss the fireworks, it did mean we could get to the park for early magic hours to get the last few rides in. Orbitron was a walk-on and Buzz was 10 minutes, and last chance shopping before heading back for the magical shuttle. Last notes, we paid for half-board meal plans, so I had breakfast and dinners prepaid, which was great. One less thing to think about budgeting for the next time. I will leave that out so we can have breakfast a bit later in the morning and still make use of early magic hours without a big rush trying to squeeze breakfast in first. We stayed 3 nights, and I definitely think I would do 4 or 5 next time.
There you go.
There's the arguments for more days.
Opposite thoughts, but I think it's different, like I say, with the travel that they're doing.
I found it too much for the boys. We didn't fit half of the things in that we wanted to, which gives us a good reason to go back. By the end of it, we'd pushed them to their limit of walking and late nights. Extra time would take off the pressure. I'd also look into going before the clocks change so that the fireworks are a bit earlier. Bedtime is normally 7:30 and 11 just seems impossible. I have to say, last time was the first time that I've seen the fireworks, and I went with Lucas, but we didn't. But Laura took Ollie home, so it's definitely it's a hard slog keeping them up that late. I think it can be really quite tough.
Yeah. And sometimes we're doing it for us. We're like, no, come on, you like it, and they're just knackered.
Yeah,
They just wanna go to bed.
we've had Bonnie next to us going, can we go back now? Can we go back? We're like, no, I want to see the drone show. I want to go back, you know.
Yeah.
And it is a bit, it's not great parenting if we're honest.
Understandably, it has to be dark though, so maybe a winter trip next time. Yeah, because the fireworks are, well, I guess if you go at Christmas, it's still 11 o'clock, isn't it? But there are definitely times in the winter when it's more like 9.
I think in the summer it kind of, like she says, it has to be half
dark,
10 basically, because even like at 9 you've got that sort of blue haze in the sky, don't you?
Yeah.
So it is usually 10 or later.
Yeah. VAT refund. Before we left, I thought we'd give it a try. Asked a cast member who told me to head to Disney Fashion. The shop was quiet, so it was a quick process. One member of staff took all our receipts and put them through the till and gave me a printout, which another member of staff then took me over to a computer station where he took my passport number, address and card number for the refund. I noticed that I was due £60 back, so well worth the 5 minutes. Unfortunately, because I live in Northern Ireland, I'm not entitled to a VAT refund, only mainland UK, and my address wasn't accepted. Brexit and politics. So unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure what happens after that, but I think they put it all in an envelope and you post it to a specific place at the airport. I didn't bother looking for it though.
Damn you,
No, I don't blame you.
Brexit. Damn you, Brexit.
So that's from Sandra. Thank you, Sandra, for that.
Yeah.
Nice little detailed report with some.
I am going to do this tax refund when we go. I don't know how much money I'm going to spend because I need to stop spending quite as much. Every time we go, buying 4 Spirit jerseys is no good.
Speaking of spending, that thing I was going to buy, it's like 30 quid at least, and it's not worth that. So I've just found one to watch on eBay, but it's currently at £15. I'll pay no more than 24.
I'm interested.
But it's done like for like 9 days.
I think I know what it is, and I can tell you now it's not worth £24.
Interesting.
Isn't it though?
Rebecca in the chat says that she'll do a trip report from a vegan point of view when she goes, and also from an autistic family point of view.
Excellent. It's good to get them from different angles.
Absolutely, yeah. She also says she's staying at Village Natures. As they have an amazing pool. Is there public transport apart from there? You've been, so you.
Yes, ma'am. It was when we went. It was €2 per passenger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like a 20-minute bus ride.
It's worth noting it is not a shuttle bus. It is a proper French public transport bus. So it stops to pick people up and drop people off, and people are using it to go to work, and it's not a Disney bus. So you are getting the bus. And personally, whilst we went for a full 7 days, spent 5 of those in the park, absolutely fine, we got there and back. If I was to stay at Village Nature again, it would be when I was driving. Because it was inconvenient, let's be honest. It was inconvenient to wait for a bus and to go on a slow bus, and it would be just so quick and easy if you had your car with you in that location.
I didn't find it too much of an ordeal, so I wouldn't. So, somewhere in the middle maybe.
We could have saved ourselves at least like half an hour to 40 minutes a day, though, because it was... They weren't that regular. I think they were on the hour and on the half hour to get back as well, weren't they?
We were with another family though, so it's a bit easier when you're with someone else. It's like queuing for Spider-Man with you guys.
Yeah.
It was like an hour was absolutely fine with people. Like, but if you're on your own, we can chat. But when you've got a child with you, it was just easier with a family because the kids could entertain themselves, and then we could entertain each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it depends, really.
However, if you've already booked it, I'm not putting you off. I'm not like, oh, Lucy says we need a car. No, we were there for a full week, had a great time. The bus is fine. The bus is absolutely fine. It's just not 100% ideal. That's the only thing.
Dumb Family says, staying off site again. I 100% say that driving is best if you can. There you are. And Voiceover Guy says that he's writing a report right now.
Yay!
There we are.
I think we're going to stay in Resid Home again next time we go. In fact, that's almost nailed on. Which
you have said this every week for the last 6 weeks, so I can see that it's going to happen.
Should I book it? I should really book it by now, shouldn't I?
I think so. Well, I've run out of stuff to talk about now, and I'm mindful of us going and doing another show straight after this. So,
someone said that they've been binging the classic show. Who was that?
Oh yeah, they just got up to Aladdin. It was Andy.
Andy Millen.
Okay, so you made it through the Dark Age, Andy. I'm impressed.
There's worse to come.
And once again, I'm always intrigued to ask, have you seen The Wild?
Yeah. Yeah, go watch The Wild and...
Kiva's going, bucket.
Bucket.
It's like that meme. Do it.
Do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to shut
So
us
that's
down?
it. I'm going to shut down. We are going to go and record a review now of Return to Oz. We're also that's what we're doing. So we're doing it for the Patreon people. We're doing it live for the Patreon people, but it will go live to everybody. Will it?
Well, tomorrow at some point. Well, actually, it's a bank holiday tomorrow, so it might be Tuesday. But yeah, tomorrow or Tuesday, it'll appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're carrying on with the vault and such like next week, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Fabulous.
Good.
Right. So thank you all very much for joining us tonight. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.